Welcome back to Commerce with Tawfiq YouTube channel, students. Today in this class, we will discuss about another concept of advanced financial accounting called consignment accounts. In the previous videos, I have tried giving a concept of departmental accounts to you in advanced financial accounting subject. Now from this video, let us understand the another concept of advanced financial accounting, that is consignment accounts. So before going to the concept of this consignment accounts, treatment of accounting, everything, let us understand what is meant by a consignment. Dear students, a consignment is an agreement where the goods is sent by a businessman to his agent for the purpose of sale. Just keep this in your mind. Once again I repeat, a consignment is nothing but it is an agreement where a businessman sends the goods to his agent itself, where the businessman is sending a goods to his agent for the purpose of selling those particular goods is said to be as a consignment. So this is a concept where if I am a businessman, I am sending a goods to my agent and my agent is sending a goods, my agent will sell the goods on behalf of me. That is said to be as a consignment, an agreement between me and my agent. So when it comes to this, who is me and who is my agent here? Now you can understand, I am said to be as a consignor if I am a businessman who is sending the goods here. And my agent who is receiving the goods and selling the goods on behalf of me, then that particular agent is said to be as a consignee. Once again I repeat, a consignment is an agreement where the businessman sends the goods to his agent for the purpose of sale. And here there are two main words which we will use in this consignment accounts. Two main person involved in this particular consignment accounts. That is, one is consignor, another is consignee. A consignor is nothing but he is a principal. He is a main businessman who is sending the goods. He is said to be as a sender. And another person is consignee, who is an agent who will receive the goods from the sender to sell the goods on behalf of the sender. He is said to be as a consignee. So the two important words what we will use here, two important people. One is consignor, another is consignee, where consignor is considered as a principal and consignee is considered as a agent. You can understand in another words, like consignor is a sender of a goods and consignee is a receiver of a goods. Consignor asks the consignee to sell the goods, consignee receive the goods and sell on behalf of a consignor. I hope you understood the mean of a consignor and the mean of a consignee and also the mean of a consignment. So when it comes to, you can ask a question to me. Why a consignee will sell the goods on behalf of a consignor? He's mad or what? Simply people will not do work here. So a consignee will sell the goods of consignor for the purpose of remuneration. Simply the consignee will not sell the goods. Consignee will expect certain remuneration. Consignor will pay the remuneration to consignee. That remuneration is said to be as a commission, where a consignee is selling the goods of consignor by the expectation of a commission. On behalf of the sale made by the consignee, consignee will get a commission, not a profit. Consignee is not considered as a partner. Consignee is not a partner of consignor. Consignee will sell the goods of consignor for the purpose of commission, that's it. So the remuneration paid by the consignor to the consignee. I repeat once again, students, a remuneration paid by the consignor to the consignee, that particular remuneration is said to be as commission. Now there are different varieties of commission here. Commission is calculated on the basis of a value of a goods which is sold. On that particular value, the commission is calculated. So you can see on the board here, I have written something called commission calculated on total value of a goods. And there are three different types of commission which I have written here. One is ordinary commission, another is del cred commission or del creditor commission, and another is overriding commission. When it comes to this ordinary commission, dear students, ordinary commission is nothing but normally a consignee is receiving a remuneration from the consignor on behalf of a sale made by the consignee. This remuneration is said to be as the ordinary commission. Now take an example. Consignor has ordered the consignee to sell the goods. Okay, fine, consignee is agreeing and they have signed the consignment agreement and the consignee is selling the goods. With this agreement, an additional clause you can add in the agreement. If any loss incurred by the consignee in the sale made, I am selling the goods on behalf of one person. If a loss incurred in this particular sale, who will incur the loss here? I will get a commission if there is a profit. On sale, I will get a commission. If I am selling the goods as a consignee, if I am selling a goods worth rupees 1 lakh, I will get a commission on the basis of sale, on the basis of that 1 lakh, 1%, 2%, on the basis of agreement, I will get a commission. If the goods is sold at a loss, at less than the cost value, then there is a loss, but it is not a loss of a consignee, it is a loss of a consignor. Now, the consignor will transfer a little bit risk of consignor to consignee here. What a consignor will do, a consignor will say in agreement that if a loss incurred in the sale made, then even consignee will have to bear that particular loss. So if I am coming with this particular agreement, where a consignee is also agreeing to bear the loss here, even a consignee is taking a risk here, on selling the goods by taking such type of risk, a consignee is selling the goods of consignor by taking such type of risk, where even he will bear the loss, then at that time, the commission will be paid by the consignor to the consignee. That commission is said to be as a del cred commission or del creditor commission, which is nothing but, students, in a simple way, consignee agreed to meet any loss. If the bad debts incurred here, who has to suffer that? Normally consignor has to suffer. Whereas if a consignee is agreeing that even he is ready to suffer with the bad debts, even he is ready to incur that loss, that time extra commission. Normally they won't get loss. If they get a loss, then they have to bear. If they are not getting a loss, then they will get more remuneration here. That excess remuneration or a extra additional commission is said to be as a del cred commission. If I am bearing a loss, consignee, if the consignee is bearing a loss, he will get a ordinary commission as well as he will get a commission called del cred commission, which is additional commission. I hope you got to know what is ordinary commission, and I hope you got to know what is del cred commission. When it comes to overriding commission, the other commission which you can see here, a overriding commission, dear students, a overriding commission is a type of incentive paid to the consignee by the consignor on a sale made at higher prices. For example, a normal selling price is 100 rupees. But I am selling as a consignee, I am selling a goods of a consignor at 120 rupees. I am making more profit for the consignor. In such cases, a consigner will pay the extra commission or additional commission that is said to be as a overriding commission, which is nothing but incentive to the consignee for selling at high price or higher prices. You got to know what is ordinary commission. Before that, you got to know what is commission, a remuneration paid by the consigner to the consignee. Ordinary commission is a normal commission paid by the consigner to the consignee. Del credit commission is a commission, additional commission paid by the consigner to the consignee on behalf of taking the extra risk of loss. A commission received by the consignor, a commission received by the consignee from the consigner for selling the goods at higher prices, that commission is said to be as a overriding commission. This is what we tried understanding about commission, students. Let us revise once again. A consignment is an agreement where a businessman sends the goods to the agent to sell the goods. Here there are two parties. One is consigner, who is said to be as a principal, and another party is consignee, who is said to be as a agent. Principal or a sender or a consigner will send the goods to the consignee, agent or a receiver. On behalf of that, a consignee will sell the goods of consigner. On behalf of that, they will receive a commission. That is, consignee will receive a commission. Here the commission can be ordinary commission. The commission can be a del credit commission. The commission can be a overriding commission. Let us understand the features of consignment now. You got to know about commission, remuneration. Let us understand the features of consignment. When it comes to the features of a consignment, students, first of all, consignment is not a sale agreement. It is not at all a sale. Here there are two parties, as we were discussing, consigner and a consignee. One party will send the goods to the another party to sell, that's it. There is a sender and there is a receiver. Here we don't tell consigner has a seller, consignee has a customer. No. They are not seller and customer. They are sender and receiver. So that is why it is considered it is not a sale. That is one feature of a consignment. The another feature of a consignment, that is, there are two parties. You can write about these two parties, who is consigner and consignee. That is also one of the feature. You can write as a feature. The another is, I tried writing one thing here, that is pro forma invoice. Pro forma invoice is nothing but it is a invoice or it is a document sent by the consigner to the consignee. How much of goods he is sending, relating to that, the invoice will be prepared. On the basis of that particular invoice, the transactions will be done. A consigner will prepare a document consisting of how much of goods he is sending, how much of goods he is sending. That particular document is considered as a pro forma invoice. That is also one feature of consignment, where the pro forma invoice is sent by the consigner to the consignee. Another is expenditure. You can write about expenditure also in the features of consignment, where the expenses incurred the expenses of sale can be incurred by the consigner, or it can be incurred by the consignee also. There are certain expenses where the consignee incur, where the consignee will pay, but in the future, after that particular agreement, that particular expenses will be reimbursed by the consigner. If I am a consignee, I have paid the expenses from my own side, from my hands, then it is a loss to me. Why I have to pay the expenses for his goods, consigner's goods? So if I pay the expenses, after that paying expenses, a consigner will pay, or I can collect those expenses from the consigner. That particular expenses will be reimbursed. That is one of the feature of consignment. Another is account sales. It is also a document like pro forma invoice. Pro forma invoice is sent by the consigner. account sales is a document or a statement prepared by the consignee, and this particular statement will be sent to the consigner. This statement includes the detail of purchases, the detail of sales. Performa invoice is a document prepared by the consigner, sent by the consigner, but account sales is a document prepared by the consignee and sent by the consignee. These are the features of consignment. Dear students, we tried understanding the meaning of consignment, who is a consigner, who is a consignee, what the consignee will get on behalf of a sale here, and how many types of remuneration he can get here, and we tried understanding the features of consignment. Let us go to the accounting treatment of consignment accounts now. Here, you have to prepare the accounts generally in the books of sender as well as in the books of receiver. So, the accounting treatment, you record the transactions in the books of consigner and also you record the transactions in the books of consignee. So, the accounting treatment is done in the books of consigner and also it is done in the books of consignee. Generally, students, in the consigner's accounts, in the books of consigner, generally you will prepare 3 ledger accounts, that is, one is consignment account, another is consignee account and another is goods sent on consignment account. These 3 ledger accounts. In the examinations they will ask you general entries as well as they may ask you the ledger accounts. General entries, ledger accounts, everything we will discuss in the next videos. Briefly you try to understand here, in the books of a consigner, generally normally we prepare 3 ledger accounts. One is consignment account, another is consignee account and another is goods sent on consignment account. So in the books of consignee, you will prepare consigner account. In the books of consignee, you will prepare consignee account, or you may prepare any other accounts, any other ledger accounts, necessary ledger accounts like commission account. Dear students, when it comes to the accounting treatment, here you have to record the transactions in the books of consigner and also in the books of consignee. When you are recording the transactions in the books of consigner, you will prepare 3 ledger accounts here. One is consignment account, another is consignee account and the last is goods sent on consignment account. When it comes to this in the books of consignee, here you will prepare consigner account and also you may prepare any other ledger accounts like commission account. So in this video, we tried understanding the basic theory concept of a consignment accounts. The next video, we will discuss the accounting treatment in a deep way. What are the general entries to be prepared? We will discuss the general entries. We will try to understand those general entries into the ledger accounts also. Then we will try to solve some practical problems with the help of some practical questions for preparing consignment accounts in the next videos. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe my YouTube channel, that is Commerce with Taufik, to learn more concepts on accounting like consignment accounts, departmental accounts, or you can learn the taxation concepts also from my YouTube channel, or you can learn any other theory concepts also from my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you so much once again.